Hopefully the mic level is a little better today. We are going to make a web page. We're going to make this page, which is a landing page for a fictional startup or thing entity. This is how it looks on mobile. It's got this sort of hero image, some paragraph, some numbers here. I'm going to animate these with the hot effects component, and then just some rows of stuff, a testimonial. These logos will be in a row. These cards will be in a row. And yeah, should be pretty fun and easy. Call this landing page demo. So now I'm editing this page and looking at it. Boom. So that pink color has a hex code. I will add it on as a custom property on the HTML element. Starts with this row at the top. Homepage, features, and contact. So these are going to have to be in another element because they're all in a row, and we can change that by giving this display of flex, and then flex flow row no wrap. I'm actually just going to change these to an A, which will be used for a link. Also we want to create some space in here. We can add gap, and then we'll get some space between all of them. But we also might, if we want these two on the left, we have to wrap them and then do a justify content space between. Instead of being a div, I'm going to make this a header, since that's what it is. We don't want these to actually look like links. So the color, they're going to be white. These links, they get text decoration. We'll have to add something back in that sets like a sort of a max width on this thing. All the content on the page is the same, except for this thing. That's probably about 1,000 pixels, or maybe more, like 1,200 or 1,400. Yeah, I will just create a class that's container and give it max width 1,300 pixels, margin inline auto. And then this goes inside of it. The hero is what really has the color white. So just to clean up here, I'm going to say color inherit. That way, if I change the color of the hero later, we'll be able to do it in both places. Hero is black. Inside, these things are inside of it, and they get container to constrain their width. Looks like it's pretty much almost split in the middle. Let's get all this text in here, and then we'll be able to figure out where it goes. This is a button, which is actually going to be an anchor tag. We want these two together, and on the other side of this thing, this can be wrapped. This is like fractional space remaining. It's almost the half, and it's 1/7 over to the side. The header wants to be the full width, so we do grid columns. Grid column, I always mess that one up. 1 minus 1 is that it goes on the full width, so you can see it here. Now it's taking up the full width. So this button is, let's do the button. And that's our button. You know what really bothers me about this is the font. Let's get the better font in here. This design is using Lato. So I'm just gonna drop this on the body. And oof, that's a lot better. On mobile, we now have a thing. So if in the sort of the flow of the document, this comes first and then this, because they are put on the same line in the grid. But if you look in this one, this comes before this thing. This is the grid. So at a certain screen width, max width, so let's say 900, we're going to say grid template columns and just one FR, and now they're on top of each other. The issue is this one needs to be above, so now it's on the second row of this thing. You know what, this header needs padding. That is really bothering me. Looking pretty good. I really want this blue background behind this dude will help a lot. We have to first wrap this thing, and then we can drop this thing in here, and this will be our blue box. And the reason it's huge is because it 100% is the width or height of the thing that it's containing, which is in this case the body, I'm pretty sure. But if we want it to be contained within this image, we can set position relative on the image, and that becomes the parent of the thing that contains it. And then in this case, we also need to put it at the top. Although in the design, it's maybe 10% from the top, and then his hair is sticking out. Now we need the guy on top of it, so for him we give him position relative and z index 1. This z index will not work unless it has position relative. Go figure. On the parent, I'm going to do width fit content. Now we are right at that guy's sleeve, although looks like there's a little space on it. So we could give it some padding horizontally, so 0 vertically and maybe 32 pixels horizontally. This image, why is that not in the middle? It's this thing that's not in the middle. You know, instead of all of these, I might just do inset 0. Except we wanted top 10%. So inset is the equivalent of doing top, right, bottom, left. This is also a curved rectangle. So we're gonna give it border radius, I'm gonna say 30 pixels. And there we have a curved blue rectangle square underneath our dude. One of these is pink, one of these is white, and they are also in this sort of, in the mix of this. So I think these probably need to be inside of here. The one on the foreground, it has color pink. Or no, it's a background of pink. So this is on the foreground, so I'm going to do position, relative, z index 3. There it is. And it's going to be position absolute is better. So instead of repeating it, just copying and pasting it, because I might want to change it later and it'd be better to have it all in one spot. I'm going to put a selector here for P, and then we get both of them to have this position absolute. This one is gonna get z-index 1. This should be 2. And then this one 4. So we have, this is 1. Well, this is 1, this is 2, and then this is 3. But where is this one in the background? It's probably behind the image, so we need to position it top 0. There it is. And we need a background on this. Background white, color black. There it is. Left 100%. Maybe 80%. I'm gonna center it now. Margin auto to center things. So right minus 100 pixels. In order to compensate for that and make sure it's not going to go off the screen, we need to go add some padding 100 pixels. So now there's like space here on the right side for it to pull to the side. Left minus 100 pixels. In this case, it could probably be bottom 50 pixels. This one needs top 50 pixels so that it's a little bit higher, a little bit lower from the top. And I want some space there. Let's say maybe this could be minus 80. This could be minus 80. And then we could do less padding. This could be 120. Looks better. This one on the background, it is kind of hidden by his shoulder. Width 180 pixels. Pretty good. I feel good about that. Let's get some padding on this one. A link is an inline element by default, so it won't have any, you can't set margin on it. But if I do display inline block, you will see that the margin now takes effect. Go figure. That can be quite frustrating. It's one of those things with CSS that's just like, you gotta know. If you know, you know. And if you don't, you better learn, because it's gonna drive you nuts. This looks like it's a thicker font. Let's add some font weight bold. And on this button too, pretty good. And that's what it's gonna look like when it's on desktop. Oh, you guys wanna see that? Oops. CSS is just making things work, you know, trying to get it to work on one size, trying to get it to work on another. Part of the issue here is that this is too narrow, and then we also have this issue where this is peeking out to the other side. We made this one, and now we're trying to make it work for this size as well. So if I do 98 pixels, and then, so I'm gonna just pop that into the media query, so this will only be on mobile. Looking good. This button does seem too big. I'm gonna go with font size 20. And then this whole thing needs a bit of padding. Padding bottom 32 pixels, 64 pixels. How about that? Not bad compared to our design. Looks okay. Should we add some more stuff in here?